Hello everyone and happy Friday. Before we share my analysis from these last few days, please remember that neither I nor the SIMETRI team from Crypto Briefing are licensed financial advisors. What we provide is not a personalized investment advice. It is merely our opinions based on our various research and diligence. As always, do your own research before making any decisions about buying or selling crypto.
If we have a look at the key technical levels in the market, so as I've mentioned before, 57,000, that's pretty much the pullback low. So we are a long way away from there at the moment. Unless we start to, if we did break that level, then we should expect a big sell-off. But at the moment, it's not that relevant to today's market. The current weekly pivot point, we just simply took off and we haven't retested it. The weekly pivot and the monthly pivot, again, we're nowhere near there. 68.7 was broken, and that's now formal resistance turn support. And we've got 72.7 as the next possible upside target past 70,000. And I think if we were to take out 72.7 and 73,000, we'd probably be looking at an 80,000 Bitcoin, maybe 79,000, something like that. So those are the extreme bullish targets at the moment. And I just mentioned them because, the market is very positive today. But overall, if we did get a reversal, look for a move back towards the 62,000 level. Daily closes beneath there. And I would expect nothing less than the test of 57,000. Okay, so let's get to Bitcoin and the technicals. Okay, so here we've got a monthly chart, and very similar to the crypto total market cap chart. And I think the notable thing here is that this trend line hasn't been broken yet. It's a natural target for the market. We've been looking at it over the last few weeks, and this is potentially what the market is gravitating towards at 72.7. I rather hope that it won't be hit, but it's undeniable that it is a bit of a magnet to price and the market at the moment. And I think this is the potential bullish target. And again, if we take out that 3 trillion market cap level and head much higher, which we will probably do from the momentum of just taking out that big psychological number, we can probably head towards 73,000, something like that. And altcoins will also generate a lot of momentum if that happens. However, if we don't get past the 3 trillion level and Bitcoin remains capped underneath the 69,000 level, then we may start to pull back some. So let's have a look at what the patterns are saying, and we'll go through the different scenarios of what could happen, as I think there's still a lot to play for in terms of the technicals for Bitcoin. So here, we've got some perfect symmetry, and we've got this inverted head and shoulders pattern. We're now above the neckline. So all the time we're trading above this former all-time high. And again, this former all-time high, the market is dangerously bullish. And the overall projection of this is coming in at around 97,000. I noted in my previous webinars that we do have some options calls up there around 90, I think 95 or 96,000. So there's definitely a case for this coming into play. But all the time that we're trading above the neckline of this pattern, we must be aware that Bitcoin is obviously very dangerously bullish. So let's have a look at the scenarios in the market and what could potentially play out. So all the time we're trading above the neckline of this pattern here. This pattern in particular is calling for a move towards about 79,000. So do bear that in mind. All the time we are trading above this former all-time high, and also another former all-time high around here. So we've definitely got the potential to put a nice breakout past 70,000 and a bullish momentum trade past there. However, there is another scenario that I'd like to mention, in that we don't break the 3 trillion level. And we've got some significant, some minor, I would say, demand and supply areas around the 62,000 level. So we could see one final pullback towards that level, and then a push up towards the 80,000 level. So that's one very plausible idea out there in the market if we start to fail around current levels. Another idea, and this is obviously favored by me greatly, but we are running out of time in terms of what the market can do. I rather suspect in that we fail around here and we reverse the negative price divergence, and we move back towards the 52,000 to 53,000 area. Then we move back and we cement a much larger bullish pattern here, and this pattern would actually, if we move back towards the 50,000 level from current trading levels, we'd have a nice target of around 95,000, nearly 100,000, and that fits in very well with the long-term picture on the very nice inverted head and shoulders pattern on the daily time frame. Okay, so in summary, Bitcoin is dangerously bullish. Why it continues to trade above 67,000. A number of different scenarios can still unfold in regard to what happens to Bitcoin next. A pullback to 62,000 or 53,000 are still on the table, and they are definitely valid ideas unless we see the 3 trillion mark tackled. A larger pattern projecting 90,000 is now in play. So do bear that in mind over the next few days, that this market isn't for shorting. I think it's definitely for buying. And if we've got a much larger dip to either 62 or 53, then they are definitely the swing spots to watch out for. So let's have a look at Litecoin now. So Litecoin, those of you who took our trade for coins on the move from 160 US dollars will obviously be feeling very happy this week. It's been a long time in the making. We've been sitting in there patiently. Thankfully, the trade has had minimal drawdown or anything like that, and it's been a pretty painless ride, apart from the fact of fighting off the negative fundamentals surrounding Litecoin. But nevertheless, this pattern is what is attracted me to the idea in the first place, and it's what's held firm in terms of a trading idea. And we're starting to see it come to fruition now, and it's tackling towards the 300 US dollar level, and that kind of begs the question, what's going to happen next, and especially if we get a pullback in the market. So I'm going to break down the basic idea of what I'm thinking is going to happen next, and obviously some of the reasons why I was so confident about the signal in the first place. So we've got this Walmart inspired high here, and I rather suspected that obviously we've had this nice bullish reversal pattern, but once we took out that Walmart high, it was a quite significant moment in the market. Once we took that out, I definitely theorized that we were going to move a lot higher because that was a very, very key point in the market, taking out that high. And that's obviously generated a lot of momentum for Litecoin, as well as the AMC theater news. So that's basically projected it to 300 US dollars or near about. So what next? So the size of this pattern and the breakout from this zone. So it's a very important breakout area as well. This is projecting a move obviously to 300 and then to 400. So I would say the likelihood of this continuing higher is dramatically increased if we can move past the 3 trillion level and heading towards a 3.6 trillion. If that scenario comes to pass, then I would expect at least around about 400. And then obviously we take another look at the signal and theorize if we're going to get a pullback, maybe get out of the signal and look to enter lower, or potentially what's going to happen now if the market corrects. We're going to probably fall at around 300 area, pull back and test this final zone here, which is categorized as me as a very important breakout zone and a kind of a turning point for Litecoin. So maybe head back down to 240 and then we head back up to 400. And obviously that might not correlate very well if we saw Bitcoin moving from 68 to 53,000. We might get a deeper retrace than that. We might even get close to 200, but it's still a dip to buy, in my opinion. And obviously the entry for the signals at 160. So I don't have any concerns about that at the moment, but overall the big picture is looking at 400, and the very, very big picture I think is that the Litecoin is going to head towards 700 and possibly higher before the end of the year. So let's have a quick summary. So Litecoin remains dangerously bullish above the Walmart inspired spike high. Bulls appear to be targeting the 380 to 400 area. In the medium term, a final pullback to around about the 230 area. It cannot be discounted if we start to see a big pullback in the market from 3 trillion. A massive cup and handle style pattern looms over Bitcoin over the higher time frames, and the current breakout trade could easily reach 700 US dollars this year.
And thank you. I hope you found my thoughts helpful. If you'd like more, please click the subscribe button for Pro BTC Trader and join me every week on Wednesdays for our live trading war room and daily email updates.